From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Thursday, May 23rd, 2024.
This is Phoebe Wall-Howard, an automotive reporter at the Detroit Free Press. Bill Ford and Ford Motor Company spared no expense when it came to restoring Michigan Central Station, the downtown train depot in Corktown, Detroit. This is the building that shuttered in 1988, and it was left abandoned and ruined. When Bill Ford and the team decided to resurrect this building, they wanted to do everything according to historic record and design. That means that Ford found the original quarry that produced limestone from Michigan Central when it opened in 1913. So they went to the quarry in Indiana and reopened it. Go to freep.com to find out what that entailed. And the grandson of an original quarryman who dug up the material, marked it, and shipped it to Detroit. Go to freep.com for the behind-the-scenes detail of Michigan Central Station.
This is Kylie Martin for the Detroit Free Press. A new slide along the Detroit riverfront has captured Detroiters' attentions, but unlike the Belle Isle Giant slide, this one is only 20 feet tall and bear-shaped. The Bear Slide is part of the new 22-acre Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Centennial Park coming to the riverfront, redeveloped from the West Riverfront Park at West Jefferson Avenue and Rosa Parks Boulevard. The project is headed by the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy and their decade-long mission to revamp 5.5 miles of the Detroit riverfront between the Ambassador Bridge and Gabriel Richard Park, turning it into more of a dynamic destination for Detroiters and visitors. Planning for what used to be the West Riverfront Park began back in 2017. A New York-based architecture firm was picked out in 2018, and they began designing the new park with considerations for the community through 2019. Additionally, in 2018, the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation gifted $50 million to the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy for their redevelopment efforts, so the new park was renamed in honor of the foundation's namesake. The Conservancy broke ground on the park in May 2022, with plans for a sports house, a water garden, a special events lawn, and a 4-acre playground where the Bear Slide now resides, and will soon be joined by other play structure animal friends. The Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Centennial Park is expected to open in 2025.
From health reporter Kristen Jordan-Shamus. State health officials said Wednesday that a Michigan farm worker is the second person in the U.S. to contract avian influenza from a cow. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services said only that the worker had regular exposure to livestock, had mild symptoms, and has recovered. No details were released Wednesday about which farm the person worked on or even which part of the state the infection occurred in. State health leaders also did not immediately answer questions from the Free Press about when the person first began experiencing symptoms, specifically what those symptoms were, or when highly pathogenic avian influenza H5N1 was first identified, citing privacy concerns. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported Wednesday that the Michigan case involved a person who worked on a dairy farm where the H5N1 virus was identified in cows. Another worker in Texas also contracted the virus at a dairy cow farm, the CDC announced April 1st. For more on this story, you can search on freep.com for Kristen Jordan-Shamus' article, Michigan Farm Worker is Second U.S. Case of Bird Flu Likely Transmitted from Cow to Human. Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.